Everybody makes mistakes, even massive multi-million-dollar productions. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 shocking mistakes you never noticed in blockbuster movies.
It means your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the biggest goofs, mistakes, or continuity errors present in major Hollywood films.
It's not worth the effort. Which way?
It's in here.
Number 10. Han Solo's disappearing jacket. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Hey! Listen to me! Chewie, this won't help me!
Han Solo may be known as the one who shot first, but did you know that he was quick enough to take off his jacket without anyone noticing? In Episode 5's iconic carbonite freezing scene, take a close look at Han's clothing. As the camera punches in while he delivers his famous "I know" line, Han Solo's blue jacket miraculously appears, then subsequently disappears from his body.
I love you.
I know.
As was the case with the infamous Stormtrooper head bump from the original Star Wars, later HD remasters of the film attempted to fix this error by color correcting the jacket to match his white shirt, but the leathery shine is unmistakable. Number 9. Pre-Prepared Shrimp. Forrest Gump.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
Mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. But when making a movie, sometimes you know exactly what to expect. As the titular Forrest Gump and his friend Lieutenant Dan do some crustacean fishing aboard his boat, they're fortunate enough to catch a hell of a lot of shrimp. But as they marvel over their massive haul, the shrimp are clearly pre-prepared, with their heads already removed in such a way that no wild crustacean would be. It sure saves a heck of a lot of time, though.
Hold on there, boy. Are you telling me you're the owner of the Bubba Gump Shrimp Corporation?
Yes, sir.
Number 8. The Cowboy Pirate. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
On deck, you scabrous dogs! Hands to braces!
Captain Jack Sparrow's ship, the Black Pearl, has been home to some incredibly diverse beings over the Pirates franchise's lifespan, from undead pirates to immortal octopus men to even monkeys. But in the original 2003 film, a very peculiar man seems to have slipped aboard nearly unnoticed. During the final scene, as Captain Jack is rallying his crew to journey onward for a new adventure, eagle-eyed viewers can spot a very modern-looking man donning a cowboy hat, looking out at the open sea in the background. Oops. Maybe this was just careful foreshadowing for Johnny Depp and director Gore Verbinski's later collaboration on The Lone Ranger.
Speak English, don't you?
Number 7. Modern transportation. Braveheart. Mel Gibson directs and stars in this sprawling Scottish war story about William Wallace, leading his army in the fight for freedom. But in almost 3 hours of movie, it's inevitable that a flub or two would slip through the cracks. As the opposing armies charge towards one another during a rousing battle scene, a conspicuous white band can be seen peeking out from behind the charging horses. It goes quick, but if you know where to look, then it's very hard to miss. Wonder how much extra horsepower this vehicle would lend to the battle. Number 6. Misplaced Red Slippers, The Wizard of Oz.
Apples!
Dorothy Gale's jovial journey with her newfound friends through the land of Oz is well regarded as the first major motion picture to use color. But one little oversight makes things turn black and white once again. As Dorothy and the Scarecrow are attacked by sentient apple-chucking trees on their way down the yellow brick road, Scarecrow is struck by an apple and tumbles to the ground. For a brief moment, we can see that Dorothy's magical ruby red slippers have been replaced by much more comfortable-looking black shoes. Odds are she probably didn't snag those plain-looking loafers from a crushed witch's feet.
I wish I could remember, but I guess it doesn't matter anyway.
Number 5. Floating Broom. Quantum of Solace.
See the girl that just walked in here? Did you give her that? Tell her to call me.
James Bond might be the world's greatest secret agent, but even he managed to miss this goof. As Daniel Craig's Bond sits aboard his bike by the waterfront awaiting a call on his phone, the hustle and bustle of the dock takes place behind him. But one extra is noticeable due to the fact that his so-called sweeping is actually just pantomiming the broom motions mere inches above the ground, more likely to avoid kicking up dust in the scene. And hey, who can blame him? Nobody likes doing their chores if they can avoid it. Number 4. Gas-powered chariot race. Gladiator. Ridley Scott's Sword and Sandals epic won the Academy Award for Best Picture upon the year of its release. But that isn't to say the movie isn't without its faults. During one of the film's many thrilling Colosseum battles, a horse-pulled chariot clips the wall and topples over, sending its passengers scattered onto the floor. However, a sheet on the back of the chariot falls away to reveal that a modern gas cylinder was actually the cause of the flashy accident. A little bit of medieval trickery, perhaps? Thumbs down to that. Number 3. Rearranged New York City, Independence Day.
People are advised to avoid the highways wherever possible.
Oh yeah, great, now he tells me.
Roland Emmerich's 1996 disaster film about humanity's battle against alien invaders has about as many mistakes as it does explosions, but this one is especially egregious. As an alien ship positions itself above the Empire State Building in New York City, ready to blow it sky high, we see plenty of passersby standing on a road leading directly up to the building. When it finally goes boom, flames and debris engulf the road and the people on it. The problem is, this road doesn't exist. In reality, there would be another building here instead of a conveniently placed road. Cool shot? Sure. Realistic? Not a chance. Oh, crap. Number 2. Preemptive ear protection, North by Northwest.
Just a second, you.
Stay away from me.
Alfred Hitchcock might be the master of shock and suspense, but even he couldn't prevent this little extra from jumping the gun. Cary Grant's Roger Thornhill and Eva Marie Saint's Eve Kendall arrive at the Mount Rushmore Visitor Center with a plan to stage a fatal shooting using a gun loaded with blanks. A quick glance at the background of the scene reveals a young boy seated at the table, shielding his ears from the sound of the gunshot about to go off. Maybe he was in on the plan too? Probably not, but this kid's fear of loud bangs cemented him in history as one of filmmaking's all-time greatest flubs.
Don't touch anything.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Way down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny Good.
Separate the sorrow and collect up all the cream, the candy man.
Willy Wonka can.
Cake is yours, so take it. Take another wish, sure to come true. You say there's really nothing to do.
Number 1. Misleading T-Rex Paddock, Jurassic Park.
Don't move. Can't see us if we don't move.
Steven Spielberg's 1993 masterpiece might be one of the greatest films ever made, but it also has one of the biggest head-scratchers in cinematic history. As the electric fence is broken down, the dinosaur's paddock is clearly flush with the rest of the ground. But as the T-Rex bashes Dr. Grant and his Jeep into the enclosure, suddenly there is a massive drop leading to the ground below. So how exactly did the T-Rex simply step from one side of the paddock to the other? The movie already takes a heavy suspension of disbelief, but this might be taking it just a Jurassically large step too far.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.